Thank you very much. First of all, Jurgen, there are 5 games to go this season. Is it a case that you have to be perfect to have a chance of a top 4 finish?
Yeah, that's easy to say. And even then, there's no guarantee for it. I said that already before the last 2 games, I think. We drew them both, so that didn't help really. And yeah, I'm not sure there is still a chance, but we will try to make sure that if there is one, we will be there. But that's clear.
This is the first time we've had a chance to speak to you since the events that happened in Manchester on Sunday. Did what you see there surprise you? And can you give us an insight into what it was like for you and your players?
Oh, we were sitting in the hotel. We had no idea. We came downstairs an hour before the team meeting roundabout. When we thought we will have the team meeting, and then our team manager told me that there are some problems at Old Trafford, and it's not clear if we will be in time. Then I prepared the meeting. 5 minutes before the meeting, I got told, we will be in time. So we did the team meeting, and after that, we got told there will be some delay. Then the problem is you cannot send the players back to the room or whatever. You just have to sit then around in a hotel lobby, and because it could happen that they tell you, okay, now you can go, and then we have to go. But it's not cool. But there are bigger problems in the world out there. And then we got told that the game is cancelled, postponed, whatever we want. That was it. We saw a few pictures from Old Trafford. We watched a little bit telly in that time to get an idea about what's going on there, and that's it. Am I surprised that these kind of things happen? No, I'm a absolute believer in democracy. Means I'm happy that people want to tell their opinion. That's completely fine. But I know that in situations like that, doesn't happen too often that nobody get hurt. And that's why I said a week before, I think already, when all the pundits were going and asking for protests and stuff like that we have all to be careful and to calm down to ask for the right things, because I don't know exactly what happened there, but I heard some policemen got injured, and these kind of things should not happen, for sure not. You should not break down the doors and stuff like this. So to tell your opinion, to tell the world what you think about some things, that's completely fine, as long as it's completely peaceful. And it was, as far as I know, not completely peaceful. And then then it's not right anymore.
The fixture has been rearranged for next Thursday. It means that Manchester United have to play 3 games in 5 days. Do you have any sympathy for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his players? And were Liverpool consulted about the rearrangement of the date?
Consulted mean that we had a say. We were informed about the process, but we had nothing to do with it really. So yes, of course, I feel sympathy for him. It's not something. That's not how it should be. But it's not good for us as well, to be honest. I would have preferred to play the game last week. Now we have 5 games in the last 2 weeks, so that's not really cool as well. But it is how it is. So nothing to complain about or whatever. It's just a situation.
Thank you, Carve. We've got Mandy from Premier League Productions.
Hi, Jurgen.
Hi.
Hi. At the start of the season, I asked you what you thought the challenges would be in retaining a Premier League title. And you said you weren't sure at the time because you were just going to fight. So now looking back, what would you say those challenges are?
That's easy for us. We had too many injuries on key positions. I know people think that's an excuse, but you can. So I'm pretty sure I said that already. But it's like in the moment when we lost our full defense, we can, let me say it like this: it felt like you break your leg. that's okay. You can still live with that. But then we had to make our midfielders to transform them into defenders. Then we broke pretty much our spine on top of that, and then it's difficult to move. And that was a little bit. You remember that we in the beginning when we had the problems, we were still kind of winning. We were in a kind of a good position, but we always knew it's a long season to come, and if anything else happens, then we will struggle. And that's what happened. In the moment when you then to be in the position we were like 2 years before, we needed to be nearly perfect, and the situation needed to be nearly perfect. And that in a moment when it's not perfect for us, then the league is too strong to stay. Could we be now instead of seventh, fifth or fourth? Yes, of course, no doubt about that. We should have done better than in specific moments. But you asked me for what was the challenge to deal with the amount of injury. Was the challenge we obviously couldn't deal as good as we wanted over the whole season.
And for you, aside from the injuries, a lot of managers that I've spoken to that have won the title in the past say they've actually learned more from the difficult times. Have you this season learned a lot, and what have you learned?
I was most of the time not champion in my career, so it means I try to learn always. So yes, but of course did I learn a lot? Yeah, for sure. Some things you want to learn, some things you don't want to experience or not to learn it, but that's how it is. The players learn for sure a lot as well, so that's clear. But that's the plan, that's the idea, that we use our new experience for the future, for the next season especially. But you will have to wait until then that we can show we really got it.
Thank you, Mandy. We'll go to James Mountford from BBC Merside, and then James from TalkSport after that. James.
Hello, Jurgen. Good afternoon. I just wonder what the injury situation was, please. And Jordan Henderson, is he any nearer to getting fully fit?
The injury situation is nothing really new. We have a few, what's the saying?
Bumps and bruises.
Bumps and bruises. So the late decision, we have to make late decisions on a few positions until tomorrow. Hendo. While we are sitting here, Hendo is running outside. That's what I can say. Nothing else. Was not in team training yet, and that's it pretty much.
Just on Southampton, what sort of a challenge are you expecting? They got a good draw against Leicester with 10 men.
Yeah, it shows up to the character of the team and of the coach. So that's a proper unit, and we played there obviously when we lost the game. We didn't play that bad. We couldn't really finish situations off, which is a little bit the story of the season. But the game was incredibly intense. They defend with all they have. They attack with all they have. That's a well-tuned machine, pressing and counter-pressing machine. So that's tricky. They are always very lively. It's all set up in a specific way that everybody knows exactly what he has to do. These kind of things. So I think it's a joy to watch. Southampton games, maybe they didn't win often enough as well, because that's why they are in the position they are. But the football they play is at least always a very lively version of our wonderful game, and I like that.
James from TalkSport, and then Carl Markham will be the final question in the Open before we go to the red card section. James, sorry.
Jurgen, as you mentioned there, you lost to Southampton earlier this season, but you've won your previous 6 matches against them. What is the key to beating this side, who you say are a joy to watch?
To be prepared for their defending, so their midfield press especially. You have to play in the right spaces, because with their 4-4-2, they are all predictable passes. They defend really well. So you have to be from time to time unpredictable. That's really important. So you have to be cheeky as well. That's really important. Brave. You have to be ready for their counter press. If they lose the ball, they go with all they have to win it back. We know how that works. We try to do that from time to time ourselves. But there's no perfect thing in football. So in this case, thank God, or sometimes for us, unfortunately. But if you outplay these kind of pressing situations, then if you're calm enough in these moments, clear enough, have the best, the good enough overview, then you can use that and you can overplay that, outplay that, and then you have more space than in other moments. So you have to create from different angles on the pitch, because again, the system that plays clear. How can you get between the lines? How can you break lines? That's very important. So it's a proper, a few proper football questions, and that's. But we had now a full week to prepare it as well. So hopefully we can see that.
Thanks, Jurgen.
Thanks, Jerry. And the final question before we go to the embargo section is Carl Markham from Press Association.
Hi Jurgen, can I just check on Nat Phillips' fitness? He wasn't available last weekend, but has the extra week meant he's now ready? And because obviously that has an implication for where Fabinho plays sometimes.
Yes, the week helped him for sure, absolutely.
So does that mean he is fit?
Yeah, he was fit yesterday.